Alright, so what we got here is a 3x4 tapestry. So from the beginning, you start with folding it in half, finding the center of it. Alright, I always measure down a foot from the top, and I'll measure down a foot from the bottom. Once I do that, I'll measure from foot to foot and find my center point. It's measuring at about 22 inches per, so we're going to go with 11 inches right here. Alright. Now that I found my top point, I want to figure out... Nope, wrong one. Grab the compass.
Nerd.
Alright. Let's see. I want to do my first leaf about 14 inches. I normally go further than the center because your center point's not where you want to fold it. Because if you want your bottom leaves to come down and be centered to your project, you always want to come down a little bit further than the center point that you marked. So I'm going to mark mine at 14. Then I always go 2 inches below each leaf. So now that I have my first leaf center point, I'm going to put my compass on there. And I'm going to measure out at 45 degrees, 90 degrees, 135 degrees, and that's it. Now that I did 14 inches here, I'm going to go ahead and mark my yardstick with 12 inches. Follow the line and mark it from 12 inches out. And I'm going to come down here to my next point and mark it from 10 inches out. And then I come on down to my last one and again mark it at 8 inches out, 2 inches down on each leaf. Now it doesn't always come out centered to the bottom, like I said, from the foot to the foot, but it's mostly centered. Alright, so now you have your degrees for the leaves. Now all I do is I hand draw each leaf every time. I don't have a stencil for this. It would probably make your life easier if you had one, but I just freehand it. So you're going to start out marking your first leaf. I always go about in the middle of each one just to kind of have a guide point of what you're going to do. You're only going to draw half the leaf because, as you know, when you fold something, it's going to show up on the other side. So here we go. There's one. And this is washable marker, by the way, always. 2. And this is basically just however you want your leaves to be. As far as the jagged edges, the only way you're going to kind of get that realism is the way you tie it off in the end.
And sinew helps.
Let me get that one.
Also, when we dye it, after you see how it's folded up, I put a little bit of a darker shade at the very tips of it, and it adds nice lines throughout the middle of the leaves.
Alright. So now that we got our leaf design, let's get all this stuff off the table. Now comes the folding. So basically what you want to do is you're going to start with this leaf and you're going to line it up with this leaf. So your outer layer right here is going to end up with this outer line right here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this off the table a little bit just to make sure. You're going to go ahead and grab and pinch like this. Stick your finger here and kind of pull it tight. Make sure that you got your line like you need it. And then you're going to pull it up and just kind of fold it over. Like that.
As a lot of you tie-dyers know, this is a very difficult, complicated design. It takes a lot of time and patience to get this one just right.
And it may not always line up. Like I said, I always freehand my design. So each leaf may be different every time, or it may be very close to being similar. So anyways, I get it as close to the point as I can. Alright. And now you see, it looks like we have one leaf joined together. I'm going to come back, straighten that out a little bit. Alright. It always helps if you have a bigger surface to fold all these designs on. Unfortunately, we only have like a 3-foot table, so that doesn't help when I have a 4-foot to 6-foot tapestry. Alright. And then you're just going to do the same process for each leaf. So now I've got that one. Go ahead and pull it. Alright.